But yeah, we're live right now, so first of all,
Okay, perfect.
thank you for coming on. And this podcast is going to be all about SoundCloud. If you guys haven't heard, they have stolen a lot of money and terminated a lot of accounts that didn't deserve to be terminated, including our guests here. Um, how much money did they steal from you exactly?
So as of right now, about between 10 and 12,000.
10 and 12,000, so that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money, and
Yeah, no, it is.
they also stole from us. They stole from Aisha Erotica. They stole from a lot of artists. If you guys go to the website, to our website, you guys can see a lot of the victims. Um, but how did you feel when you saw how much money they took from you?
Well, what's funny about it is that I think most people that join SoundCloud joined them, after they created their distribution platform. But the thing about it is, I've been member of that specific distribution since 2019. So that distribution used to called Repost Network before it was SoundCloud. So
Wow.
SoundCloud bought them out. And what happened is with Repost Network, I was one of the first people that had an invite only account because before SoundCloud bought them out, they used to be invite only. So kind of like AWOL, those high level distributions where you have to be invited only. So that's I have a invite only account, and I never paid literally a penny for my account until SoundCloud bought them out, and then after that, even then, I had my account for the last 2 years. I think when I started to make a lot of money from it, that's when they actually kind of decided to do that because I had a song that did in 2020. I had a song that went viral um, and with SoundCloud and well, they were Repost Network at the time. I had a song that went viral with them right as they were getting bought out, and I made a lot of revenue from there. I never had a problem with them, so I never had a problem with really any distribution company at all. So yeah, I was very to answer the question. Really, I was very surprised. It was very interesting, and the reason that they mentioned, which they never answered my email after that, but the original reason that they mentioned didn't even make any sense, because I don't use any copyright content or anything like that at all.
Yeah, and I checked your music out. It's amazing, first of all, and it's odd because we also got a email that was completely fake. They said we were botting streams, which we never have done in our life. Like all of our variants in total have are nearing up to 1 billion views, so we would
Mm.
never have to, bot streams or anything like that. And we provided the analytics to them, and you know, they don't respond to those emails. So
Yeah,
it begs the
yeah.
question.
So
It begs the question, like, why are they doing this? Is there corruption in the SoundCloud Repost Network team? Since, like you said, they started as a different variant. They aren't, completely SoundCloud. They were a
right.
separate company, and you have to question if like individuals that work for Repost Network are just, keeping the money from for themselves. And we had around the same amount of money stolen, and it's very unfortunate.
So I mean, what's funny about it is, number one, when I go to my account, it shows that apparently it literally shows normally, like they pay you, right? It shows me, oh, SoundCloud paid you this amount last month, right? It shows all of that on the dashboard. So it's a very funny thing because it shows that on the dashboard, but then they actually never paid that amount. So essentially, they didn't delete my account. They it's like they restricted it, and they essentially just keep all of the money. Now, I will mention one thing that did kind of have me, that did make me question, all of what they claimed, the original reason that they claimed. Because I work with different artists and I work with different, people, different producers. So I have people that do revenue share with me, right? And I do revenue share with them. What's funny is the one person that's on my team that I do revenue share with, they got paid from they got paid when I didn't get paid. So they got paid from my music that I didn't get paid for.
No, yeah, I mean, there's obvious flaws in their system. That would bring me on to my next question. What do you think about SoundCloud support system?
They I mean the support system is purposely ignoring everyone because I've talked to SoundCloud literally up to the point of 2023. I've talked to SoundCloud directly in their DMs multiple times. Like they always answered. Like I have screenshots, or I can, I have videos of my DMs, screenshots, and everything. Where yeah, we have multiple interactions. They always answered. Everything was always good, and all of a sudden now they don't answer. So I know my DMs are not going into the request folder. They're going directly into DM. It's just that they're purposely ignoring. So I think the support team is just purposely doing that, and it seems like SoundCloud just doesn't really care about it at all. Because I know, a few different artists that are bigger that they're doing this too as well. So it's not just a small artist. It's a lot of bigger independent artists as well in that same talk.
It's like
Or
it's like they're completely spineless. Like they're stealing from artists that have been there since the start and artists that are very big. So it's like they have no respect, and
yes,
um will you be using SoundCloud moving forward?
I mean, the thing that's funny about it is that I've had an agreement with, I don't know if you're familiar with AWOL and Archard, the Archard distribution, but I've had a deal with them for the last 2 years. The main reason that I even went back to using SoundCloud is because um, when I had my first song that went really viral, it was actually with that system, well, that distribution. So I decided to start using them for a little bit again, but moving forward, I have definitely way better options. So I don't think I'll ever even um, upload a song regularly on SoundCloud itself, let alone distribution wise.
And so they stole a little over 12,000, correct?
Yeah, so I won't know. I don't know the exact number, but from in terms of streaming wise, they stole revenue for about, I'd say, 2.8, 2.9 million streams. So it should be around something like that, 10 to 12,000.
Yeah.
And then for on my dashboard, it actually shows me all of the revenue and everything like that. It's just that they don't pay it.
Did you grow up using SoundCloud?
I did actually. I used to listen to a lot of music to SoundCloud. There's a lot of songs that are not available on like all platforms, so you kind of have to use SoundCloud for certain ones. So I did grow up using them, but I mean, moving forward, I don't even know if I if I'll even
Give
give
them
them
that
that
kind
kind
of
of
chance
chance
or
or
revenue,
revenue,
from
from
me
me
streaming.
streaming.
No, yeah, and it's sort of become a lot more personal now. Like we want to start our own music distribution network and be fully independent. That way we can be better than SoundCloud, because we put our trust in them. We work with, a variety of distributors as well, and no distributor has treated us like SoundCloud did. Their support system is terrible.
Right.
It's terrible. Like and they simply don't respond. Like it's the worst type of um support system. Like they just don't respond, and it's a very bad look on SoundCloud. But
Yeah, it's a horrible system right now.
they also messed with Aisha Erotica. I don't know if you saw her Instagram post, but they took her song down over a complete copyright
Yes.
mistake when it's fully her music. So their copyright system is also
Yeah.
really fractured.
I think that, and well, I actually, I mean, I don't know him personally, but I kind of talked to her manager, and it's funny because she owns both versions of the song. So it's a very funny thing, but that kind of showed to me that they are doing it on purpose. They're doing it purposely, so they can find pretty much any reason possible. Because something like this, you think they steal, 10,000, and that's just 10,000 from me. There's artists that bring hundreds of thousands in revenue monthly, right, from streaming. There's, artists that are way bigger. So you imagine they do that to, a few hundred artists. That really amounts up to millions of dollars that they're taking. So overall, it's definitely something that's done on purpose. It's very blatant, and I don't think SoundCloud is that blind to not see their comment section, to not see their DMs, to not see their emails. So overall, for me, the way that I figured to handle it is that I filed I already filed a complaint. I already filed like a suit with the, I can't give you the name exactly, but with the compliance, I think it's something like that. But yeah, so I think that's the way to, for me at least, to handle that, because it's something that's just done, you know, really on purpose.
And what would your advice be for any upcoming artists?
Well, try to get I would say just work as hard as you can and try to get a deal with, with one of the trusted distribution companies. Um, I it's very funny because I also have friends in the industry, and I got to understand that it's really not just SoundCloud that's doing this right now, because there's a lot of new rules in terms of music streaming and for artists and things like that. So a lot of distributions are getting away with being able to take artists' money, and over the smallest things. So I would say, try to get with one of the invite only distributions, maybe um, AWOL, maybe The Orchard, or one of the distribution that I've been that I'm had an invitation with them. Also, they've always treat me very well. Too Lost, Too Lost is a little bit newer, but they have some of the best tools out. So I would say definitely get in the hands of one of those distributions that really do support the artists. And just like you mentioned, you're planning on working on you and your team planning on working on starting your own distribution. I'm also kind of looking into something like that as well. So I always say just kind of do research and just find kind of what works for you. An environment where they actually care about you.
Well, that about wraps it up. And, hopefully we get justice. And for anybody watching, there is a petition you can sign to help us. You can find it in the description of this video. And again, thank you for coming on. Is there anything you want to add?
No, not really, not really. Definitely, I just think that everybody that's affected definitely should get together and do something about, and we could all do something about it, because I don't think they can ignore everyone. So we just got to kind of figure how to make that happen.
And what are your social medias?
So on every platform, it's Eight Father. So that's eight and FATHER. So that's about it on everything.
Let's stay in touch. I mean, um, I really like your music, and yeah, thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much. Definitely. Definitely love to stay in touch, and maybe in soon enough we'll have a solution for this.